everybody, welcome to another game, another round. Round 13, the bye rounds have started. That's right, we've actually started the bye rounds. I'm here once again joined by the lovely Melly. I'll introduce her before she actually leaves. How you going, Melly? Good? Yeah, did you enjoy your birthday last week? Good girl. Alright, after sitting at the bye, thanks for everyone for showing up to Coley's joint. Coley, beautiful deck. Loved your deck, Coley. It was fun sitting on your deck. So that was really good. It's actually honestly, a nice setup you got there, Coley, and thanks very much for putting it on. Josh, thanks for bringing the beers. Coley, thanks for giving us the sausages. Didn't sound right, did it? Anyway, so that was it. So anyway, let's get going. We'll start off with the ladder as we usually do in the preview. And once again, no review last week, but I'll go over some things as we get into the games. So the preview of the ladder, Rangers Anonymous on top, 32, with Renegades on 32. Followed by two teams on 28, and that's Jabronis and Sugar Daddies. 26 is Ass Kickers United. Second Destroy on 24. Probably one of the hottest teams in the comp at the moment. They're, I think, 4 out of 6 or 5 out of 7 maybe. I'm not too sure. Then it's I'm Rolling back in his usual spot of about 7th. He's dropping, which is good. No Dumplings 8th. Michael and God's Olympus are at 9th. And 10th is Maltese Falcons. So that's it there.
Do you have the time to listen to me whine about nothing and everything
Michael on bottom. What does his whine? So for the league, Green Day, he gets on listen to me whine because he just whines. He whinges. Should have heard him last week, whinging about this, whinging about that. Lost another player in Tippett. In fairness, though, he has lost a few players this week. Him and Coley have probably been hit pretty hard by injuries this year. Just to be honest and not joke about it for a second, Coley legitimately got a low score last week. He wasn't just shit, he actually did get a low score because of injuries. And Michael lost Tippett, would have won the game probably, more than likely would have won the game. Lost Lundberg a couple weeks earlier, would have won the game. Rockley, he actually reckons he should be 5 extra wins compared to what he's got and beats in third, but unlucky Mick, that's the way it is. Maybe we should bring a rule where it's 75% of the game. No, never mind. Anyway, let's get into the first game. And it's Seek and Destroy versus myself, Ass Kickers United. Now, Seek and Destroy are projected for 282. I'm projected for 315, but we shouldn't really go too much in projections this week because a lot of teams are, in the bye rounds. Everyone's averaging 280 and 310, whatever it might be. So, just won't worry too much about projections. But Seek and Destroy, massive effort last week. They got the highest score of the round, and I think, he has got in a bit of a Superman effort here. In fact, I think we know where he was. He wasn't at the draft. I think we actually found where he was last week. Saving the world, that's our old Vossi, isn't it? He's done pretty good there. That's a beautiful little dance move. What was that move? I don't know what that was. But Vossi, that was brilliant. Band practice my ass. Anyway, so that's Vossi. If we go into the teams, Vossi, he's got a lot of newcomers in the team. In fact, he actually dropped 9 players, to be honest, last week. So the players that he actually got rid of, he got rid of Harley Burnell, he got rid of Rick Stanley, got rid of Riscatelli, got rid of Hartlett, Stokes. He drafted in Sean McKernan, then dropped him, who now Sean McKernan's been put in the side this week. Pretty funny. He got rid of Pritis. He traded out Pritis, he traded out Zach Smith, traded out Tory Dixon, traded out Callum Sinclair, traded out Josh Jenkins, traded out Patrick Dangerfield, and in return, he's got Griffin, Ebert, Jamer, Lewinberg, and McRae, Liberatore, Jack Stevens, Dade Armitage, and in the draft picked up Puopolo, Savage, and Sam Michael, who hasn't had a game yet all year. So, effectively, 11 new players for Vossi. So, what's that going to do to his team? As I said, he was on a run, but he likes trading. He told us that. But this week, he's got a few of those newcomers in the team. Charlie Dixon and Lacroix aren't newcomers. Dixon against Freo, Lacroix up against Brisbane. Doesn't really do well away from home, but we'll see how he goes this week against a weaker Brisbane side. Newcomers in Jake McRae at utility. So McRae has actually got a few tackles this week. Mick's a bit upset about losing him, but unlucky Mick. And Griffin in the midfield, another newcomer playing against his old side this week. Kelly stays. Lullenberger in the ruck. GWS have not picked Mumford. So what's Lullenberger going to do this week? Interesting. And Ollie Wine's playing halfback. And another newcomer in Liberatore as the tackler. So that's his team there. He hasn't got really, a lot of options. He has got Boak, has got Ebert and Ballantyne to choose from, and Poppy. So I'll probably put Dixon half forward and Poppy full forward, but I'm not. It gets me, so I'm not going to tell him what to do. Yes, and you are below me in the ladder, so I'm allowed to tell you what to do apparently. Anyway, he's up against me, us Kickers United. During the trade period this week, during the trade period, I actually dropped. Who did I drop? I dropped Billy Hartung, I dropped Dane Beams, I dropped Chris Maston, I dropped Brad Crouch, and I dropped Devon Smith. A few of those, like Beams, Smith, injured, and also reluctantly dropped Nick Nui, another injury, more than likely after the season. If he's back for the second last week of the finals or whatever it might be for our competition. Traded out Jake Stringer, traded out Ron Griffin, traded out Brett Ebert. So the players that I picked, got back in were Gibbs, Smith, and Dixon. Was that Zach Smith from Geelong? And Tory Dixon from Western Bulldogs, and drafted Seb Ross, Matthew Suckling, Sam Lloyd, Michael Riscatelli, Charlie Cameron, and Jimmy Bartell. So they're the ones I got there. I was going to trade Goldie for Nick Nat, but we didn't want to look like collusion, even though, Mick's not going to make the finals. He wants to retain Nick Nat for next year, but that won't look fair, so we didn't do it. That's that there. With my team, same front three. I'm going with Bruce, Franklin, and Hanbury. That's the front three, so full forward, half forward, and utility. Bringing in Jimmy Bartell in the midfield. There's either Bartell or Suckling to choose from, because I've lost my Adelaide players and stuff. Zaharaka stays in the mid as well. I've got Segler in the ruck. May play Jonathan Giles, but playing Segler at the moment, so see how he goes. Giles up against Steph Barnes, Segler against Goldstein. Don't know. Jack Viney has been upgraded to the halfback spot because Rory Stone's got the bye. And Sirioli, after his brilliant performance as tackle last week, 78 as a utility, is being put back in the tackler spot. So that's my team. As I said, other options. All my rucks are available this week in Giles and Zach Smith, so we'll see what we choose there. Troy Dixon's the other option, and Jonathan Patton. So not, besides those key positions, not really other options there. I'm projected to 315. Have got some hard matchups. Vossi looks like he's got a few good matchups, but we have to see how it goes with the projections and so forth there. So that's that game. Obviously, I'm going to project myself to win.
It's time for
Colleen. James.
Ah, hello. It is I, the Count. Yes, Count Von Count. You know why they call me the Count. Good. Now, finally, but then again, now. Is it 1?
1.
No. Is it 2?
2.
Yes, it's 2. 2, ha. And now for your number pleasure. 2.
Alright, so moving on to the next game now. And it's going to be actually Rangers Anonymous, top of the ladder, versus Sugar Daddies, who's also in the 5. So a top 5 clash. We've hardly seen him, and he's been a bit distant. Where's he been? I don't know. I mean, what have you been looking for? What have you found?
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. Hi, everybody.
There you go, kiddo. I'm glad you found what you were looking for. So if we go on to the game, if we look at what Ken had done over the period, he actually dropped Jared Rufford and he got Tom Scully. So that's pretty simple to go through. Very good. I'm happy with that. He's projected for 308. His team this week, the only change he's made really is he's brought in Toby Green at half forward, Sam Mitchell into the midfield. No ruck this week, so his best looks like his best other ruck option is Josh Walker, who comes into the Brisbane team. So other than that, he's got most of his team still the same. So not much to choose from. The other options he's got, obviously, he could have played Brendan Goddard or he could play Tom Scully, but he'll leave. He's settled side on top of the ladder. He's going to leave his team as settled as he possibly can. Interesting to see that he didn't drop Nat Fyfe, so it looks like he will retain Nat Fyfe next season. So that's his team there. Everyone should be good. Selwood against the Doggies, that should be a great game actually. So looking forward to that one. But yeah, Zorko back there. Toby Green though, as a half forward, has been averaging 29. Just how he's been averaging a bit better, but they're all about the same. Toby Green probably getting a few more kicks up against Essendon, so that's a good move. Probably putting him at a half forward. I wonder who done that. And Liam Shields as a tackler is almost averaging 30. So well done there. Great pick up, Liam Shields. You prick. I wanted him really bad. Anyway, as a look at Sugar's team, he dropped Swallow and also dropped Robert Murphy. He didn't do any trades this week, but he did pick up Mitch Wallace. Actually, no, he did trade. He traded Mitch Wallace for his pick to Mick. So he ended up picking Mitch Wallace, and he also ended up picking up Brent Harvey as well. So that's his team. His projections this week is 302. What's changed he's done? He's actually kept Jack Redpath in the half forward spot. Jack Redpath's been pretty good lately. He has, Melly. He's been pretty good, believe it or not. He plays for the Dogs, Melly. Not the Cats, the Dogs. They're playing the Cats. And Jeremy Cameron at full forward. Alright. So Cameron's actually been a bit down lately. He hasn't really been that good. So maybe he needs a big game against Essendon. Oh, mate, he's going to kill Essendon. It should be interesting. Big Maxi Gawn has gone on utility against Sydney. Yeah, Sydney's got no tippet, but whether Maxi Gawn can go utility this week after his 3-goal performance last week, who knows? He's moved Robbie Gray out of utility, put Robbie Gray to the midfield there. And Nicky Del Santo, now just be wary. Just come back a bit, little girl. Del Santo was under an injury crowd last week. North may end up folding this game, so just be wary in case Del Santo misses this week. But at the moment, he's picked, and you've actually got till first bounce tomorrow to make the change if you have to anyway. Tom Campbell has been promoted to the ruck for his first run for the year. So well done on your debut there, Tom Campbell. And Callum Ward, ever consistent as a halfback. And the Bont finally makes an appearance after killing it. Makes an appearance as a tackler, which is his worst position. He's probably a better midfield or utility or something. But he makes his entrance as a tackler there. And Brent Harvey makes his way to the bench. Options, Motlop and Darcy Parish are the only options he's got on the bench for after the bye rounds this week and injuries. Deadhouse is only out for, I think, 4 to 6 weeks, so not an option to drop there. And Jared Wade also misses this week for Sugar through injuries. So that's his team there. Projections for that one, I think no ruckman's going to cost Kenner. I think Kenner's going to go down. I think Sugar's going to win that one, especially with Jeremy Cameron probably going to kick about 9 against Essendon. So that's that game there.
It's time for
Holy Saturday.
Alright, so the next game is Renegades, sit down you, versus Gods of Olympus. That's right. Renegades this week, well, so far this trade period anyway, was a bit active, was very active, actually made a very last minute ditch trade. I've never seen a trade that actually makes 2 teams worse off. It's amazing. It's amazing how this can be done, and well done for doing that. Anyway, players they dropped: Matthew Lobey, Peter Wright, Took Miller, and Ty Vickery. They've traded out Jack Darling, Tom Hawkins, traded out Tom Liberatore, Nick Rewalt, and Lockie Hunter, which is amazing trade that. Have got in Stephen Martin, who gets the ruck to himself this week. Brandon Ellis and Josh Kennedy, and picked up Stephen Martin, as I mentioned. Picked up Tim Membry, Sean Grigg, Daniel Wells, Jackson Trengrove, Shane Kirsten, and Daniel Rich. So that trade amazes me, actually. Like, Kenny's a great player, but Ellis has been pretty bad, and Lockie Hunter's been killing it, and Nick Rewalt's been really good. So amazing. Projected for 287 this week. Renegades are 287 million they're projected for. He's going to play Michael Walters as the full forward. And he's brought in Josh Kearney up against Brisbane. Kicked 8 against Brisbane in the first game of the season. Mick's not happy about that. He's shaking his head as we speak. Jackson Trengove as utility against Freo. What do you think of that, Millie? I don't think... who knows? Averaging 46 as utility, but look, he does get tackles and he has got a few clearances. Michael wants to know if that's your actual team, Steph. I think it is because you haven't got many other options besides Rory Lobb.
Rory Lobb half forward and Josh Kearney utility.
Do you want to do this or do you want me to do this? I hope he doesn't cut that part out, by the way. So Josh Kearney half forward. Mick thinks you should have Rory Lobb half forward and Josh Kearney utility, but Mick's you are playing against Mick. Millie, you need to come back a bit. You cut the whole camera. What are you doing? Jordan Lewis in the midfield, Tanya Wells in the midfield, Stephen Martin as a ruck, Zach Merritt as a halfback, Michael Barlow as a tackler. As I said, the only options he's got is Shane Kirsten, he's got Daniel Rich, see you later, Millie.
Maybe you talk about Steph.
And he's got Rory Lobb as well. So they're the teams he's got there to choose from, the players he's got to choose from. Interesting, Rory Lobb. You know, they've dropped Mumford. I'm pretty sure Rory Lobb will take the main ruck spot. So whether you want to look at that, I don't know. But mind you, Stephen Martin could probably be a better utility than Jackson Trengove, but who knows. Good luck for that, Steph. I hope you lose. That means we can all catch up to you. I hope you and Rangers both lose. That way we can all catch up to you and make the season good again. Next, we've got Gods of Olympus, who...
Have you heard about the lonesome loser? Beaten by the Queen of Hearts every time. Have you heard about the
Are you the lonesome loser, Michael?
He's a loser, but his foot keeps on trying.
Well, apparently Michael... I didn't know he was playing that song. Mick is the lonesome loser. Beaten by the Queen of Hearts every time. So, Jabronis, you must be the Queen of Hearts. Anyway, Mick averaging 304. Trades he done and players that he dropped were... He dropped... Thanks, Mick. Alright, so 304, Michael's averaging the lonesome loser. Players he dropped Basher Hulu, who's out for an extended period. Darcy Moore, and also Mitch Wallace was part of that trade with Sugar. They did also get rid of McRae, Leuenberger. Probably wish he didn't drop Leuenberger after Tipper got injured. But anyway, he did pick up Sinclair, who is Tipper's replacement. Jamar and Sean McKernan. Michael got traded in Jack Darling, Matthew Prittis, and Carl Sinclair. It'd actually be interesting to see how people, like with Michael's team, he's got Prittis, he's got Shuey. Actually, wait 1 second. Picked up Sam Doherty, Isaac Henney, and Brady Smith. But anyway, as I was saying, it might be a bit interesting to see how Mick goes now. Nick Nui was dominant in the ruck, and unfortunately I've lost him. But anyway, Shuey benefited massively from that Nui. Prittis benefited massively from that Nui. You know, the ball got down a bit easier, got to people like Jack Darling, even Josh Kenny for Cole or for Stiff now. It's interesting to see how the loss of that Nui affects those players, and that's going to come down a fair bit there. So, yeah, it's hard to tell what's going to happen there. They are playing Brisbane this week, so it might be a bit of a false dawn, but who knows. But anyway, Michael's team, Isaac Henney in at full forward, and Jack Darling up against Brisbane. He's making his debut. Both those players are making their debut. He's going for Shuey as a utility, and Canelio as a midfielder. He may swap those two around. I reckon Canelio might be better as a utility than Shuey this week, especially against Essendon. And look, Brisbane might put in a performance, although they'll probably give it up in the season to try and get the number 1 pick. Isaac Smith tomorrow night against the Kangas in the midfield, and the Golden Jew, what's his name? The Ruck, Todd Goldstein, in the Ruck. No, not playing utility this week because Mick hasn't got any spare rucks to play this week, so Goldstein gets put in his position as a ruckman for the first time this year, actually. Mind you, averaging 41 as a ruckman, you can't complain. But once again, he may be laid out as well. So he's laid out. The Mick's got no one to put there. Sorry, he's got Sinclair to put there. Rockless of a halfback and Prittis as a tackler. Look, to me, although they're both great halfbacks, that's probably both their best positions. Prittis is averaging 24 as a tackler. And, you know, so I reckon he was he will be better off to tackle compared to Rockcliffe. Options, Jack Redham up against his old team. Could be, he might be right up in Brisbane. Want to prove them wrong. Callum Sinclair is another option. And Drew Petrie hopefully does nothing against the Hawks. And of course, you got Big Magic as well. Could play him. But I wouldn't. I don't even know why you picked him up, to be honest. So that's Michael's team. Who's going to win that one? Depends what Josh Kennedy does. At the moment, it's going to say Renegades and continue the useless season for God's Olympus. But at the moment, I reckon it'll be Renegades and here's Coley.
It's time for
Coley.
I don't say this to a lot of guys, but you, sir, have got a beautiful big deck.
Well, thank you, man. It doesn't hurt the old ego to have your friends compliment you on the size of your deck.
Hell, nobody compliments me on the size of my deck.
You got a tiny deck?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my wife hates it. She's never on it. Hell, she don't even like looking at it.
Speaking of Coley, and Fennick, actually. Yes. You two boys. You're my heroes. We need a hero in both of you, Coley and Fennick. You're both our heroes, to be honest. So, as a tribute to both of you, we're going to have Bonnie Tyler, I Need a Hero background for your preview. So, alright. So anyway, here it is. Fennick's team, Fennick versus I'm Rolling, or Falcons versus I'm Rolling. If we have a look at Falcons, they're very, very, very active in the draft, actually, and until the last minute, until last night, they actually even made a late-minute trade with Seek and Destroy, who I didn't mention before. But anyway, they've dropped Tom Boyd, they've dropped Nick Graham, they've dropped Josh Green, and Travis Cloak, three years ago, it was a #1 first round pick. It was even a retained player last year, I think. So that's a fall from grace. Trade also out was Jack Stevens and Armitage, the two players that Fennick retained this year. Jack Kunston, who's getting 50 points to half forward, and Mitch Robinson. And the last minute trade was Dylan Shield. They trade out Dion Prestia and brought in Dylan Shield. Also brought in Trent Conchin, Josh Jenkins, and Patrick Dangerfield, who after last week 125 utility. Jesus. Seems like everyone just wants to give Fennick their best players. They feel sorry for you, Fennick. You want to get you off the bottom of the ladder. You do need to win. You're 5 games behind. There's 7 games to go. You can't afford to lose any games. And in fact, I think it's almost impossible for you to make the finals. But anyway, 5 or 4 games out of the finals. Maybe 4 games. I can't remember. 5 games. That's right. So that's that one there. The people you brought in were Ed Kerno, the first pick in the mid-season draft. Aaron Young was the third. Pittard was the best available midfielder. Jordan Rufford is a spare ruck, and Ben Brown, who, like all the other North forwards, have been a bit down lately. I brought in Ben Brown as well. So Fennick this week projected for 300. Aaron Young makes his debut as full forward, and he's given Jack Watts a go at half forward. Now Watts has been alright lately. He has been pretty good. He's up against Sydney this week though. Small ground. How will he go? It's worth a shot. I don't think you got many other options besides Joe Danaher. You probably don't want to play him out of principle more than anything. Danger moves from the utility spot for Seek and Destroy to the utility spot for Maltese Falcons. Will he repeat his 125 from last week? I think not, but who knows? He can still get an 80 or 90 point score. Pittard makes his debut in the midfield to go along the ever-present Andrew Gaff, besides when he gets knocked out. And Jordan Rufford comes into the ruck. Who's Rufford up against? Zach Smith. That could actually be a pretty good ruck contest. So interesting to see both Western Bulldogs ruckmen are actually being picked this week. Dylan Shield comes in for his debut as well at the halfback position, and Josh Kelly will play as a tackler. Ben Brown makes an change bench. So the only other option he's got on the bench really is Joe Danaher. Everyone else has got the bye. So yeah, well, unless you can field a side. If we have a look at if we have a look at Coley's team now, Coley was also rather active in the trade period. He was making trades up until yesterday with that trade that doesn't make sense. Because their team's worse. So he dropped Koladashny and Dane Swan, signed out for the season, obviously. Also traded out Stephen Martin, traded out Josh Kennedy and Brandon Ellis. Traded in Tom Hawkins, Trade in Lockie Hunter, who has been on fire this year, but and Nick Rewalt, who's also been on fire this year. So I just don't get it. Picked up 2 players in Jack Nunes and Reece Stanley. So look, hopefully improves both. Hopefully both sides are improved and I'm proven wrong. More than happy to be proven wrong, by the way. But Coley projected for 257. That's probably about his average score, to be honest. 257, better than what he got last week anyway. Hawkins full forward, Wingard half forward. Elliot Yeo is playing the utility against his old side in Brisbane, so we'll see how he goes. As Coley loves playing Elliot Yeo as a utility. Piers Hanley's been moved to the midfield to go with Grant Birchall on your Birch, and Reece Stanley in the ruck, who, if we look at it, hasn't really been playing ruck since he got back from injury. But oh well, that's what Coley wants to do with that one. Coley's also gone with Lockie Hunter in as the halfback, considering he doesn't get any tackles, and his projected halfback score is almost as good as his midfield score. You're better off putting him in the midfield and actually putting someone like Piers Hanley as a halfback, but it's your team. And Chris Mayne has gone back to his tackling position where he's actually done quite well. Other options besides Lindsay Thomas, no other options. Everyone else is either not playing, injured, or picked. So there we go. He does lose Andrew Swallow this week, which is a massive loss for him, as well as Ben Cunnington. Personally, I'm glad they're not playing because they played against Salford. So who's going to win that one? Falcons. Easy. What do you reckon, Coley?
It's time for
Coley.
I'm putting the people on notice that are coming here as part of this, that if I win, they're going back. They're going back. I'm telling you. They're going back.
All right, next up, we've got Jacob's Jabronis, who's probably looks like the team that's least affected by the buys this week, averaging about 330 versus No Dumplings. In the draft period, Jabronis rather quiet, didn't accept my trades. What's wrong with Maston? Come on. Anyway, Jabronis have dropped Nick Comer and traded out Trent Cotchin and traded in Jack Dunstan and picked up Daniel Menzel in the draft. Surprisingly, did not drop Jamie Elliott, so can't be dropped anymore. Unlucky. But amazing he didn't drop him there. He hasn't actually, the reason why he's averaging so high is he hasn't actually changed his team. So I'm going to go by what I think probably should be his team this week. Daniel Menzel will probably go into the full forward spot. As a half forward, more than likely will probably play Jack Gunston. So Jack Gunston will go half forward, and Daniel Menzel will go in as the full forward. Utility will stay as Luke Parker. Vince has been absolutely amazing lately. He's got like 60 points both weeks, or averaging 60 points the last 2 weeks as a midfielder. So well done, Bernie Vince, and you've beat because of that you've beaten me and Mick. Bastard. Anyway, the other midfield spot this week will probably be Stephen Hill, because you're running out of options there. And in the ruck, well, Jeremy McGovern might be the only option you've got to play in the ruck this week because you've got no other ruckman, and Scott Lysette has been suspended. So McGovern will probably go in the ruck, even though they have named 2 ruckmen in Giles and McGuinness. So yeah, so interesting to see that because Lysette decides to miss training, because he missed training, he misses the game. Hopefully he's out for a while. Lockie Neal keeps his spot as halfback. He's been great as a halfback, and Tom Mitchell has been even better as a tackler. Other options he's got there. As I said, Menzel will come in. Josh Hill's the other options, and Liam Dugan. Whether he wants to play Liam Dugan or not, probably doesn't really warrant a spot. Duggan, sorry, Michael, thanks. That's his team there. He is up against the jabroni beating No Dumplings.
The jabroni beating, pie-eating, trailblazing, eyebrow-raising, heart-stopping, elbow-dropping, electrifying the dirty South. So know your role and shut your mouth.
Yes, Dasher beat the jabronis this week, my friends. If we look at what you've done over the trade period, you've also been rather active as well. Well, not too active, really. Why did I say that? I only had 1 pick in the draft. Dropped Liam Pickham, dropped Corey Embright, traded out Bryce Gibbs, picked up Jakey Stringer, good trade that one, and Mitch Robertson as well. You picked up in the draft. You got Jonathan Griffin as backup, although Jonathan Griffin is out with an injury for a few weeks. But you have got Zach Clark, so now you've got the whole Fremantle ruck covered. So well done there, Dash. Should have done that at the start of the year. What have you done? You've brought in full forward, 285 projection, brought in full forward Matthew Pavlich. It seems like he's going to only play the home games for the rest of the year. Jake Estrian comes in half forward. Good option, gets a few kicks, doesn't get any marks though. But he does look like he's coming back to his best. How's he going to go against Geelong? Who knows? Josh Keeney moved from his halfback spot to the utility. Good move. Can put a goal in now and then. So, I like Josh Keeney. Should come back to Hawthorn. And Heath Shaw stays in midfield with David Mundy. He was in midfield last week. Whether David Mundy might be a better halfback, see how it goes. Because this week you put Mitch Robinson as a halfback. He's averaging 60 as a halfback, so can't complain about that one. And Kieran Jack stays in as the tackler. Jack Zeebel's an option now. No Cunnington, no Swallow. Zeebel's got to step up. More than likely he will step up. Whether he's going to make an effect on the game or not, I don't know. But you probably should think about putting Zeeble somewhere in there. Maybe Zeeble, maybe not utility, but a halfback. Who knows? But I reckon Zeeble should look at getting a run, but don't if you don't want him. McAvoy are your other options with Jared McVeigh, Mitch Duncan and Westhoff. For on the bench, probably more than what other people have got, which tells me you might struggle in the next few weeks. Maybe next week it looks like. So that's your team there. Who's going to win this one? Ooh. No ruck for Jabronis, to me, means Dumplings will probably win. So the Jabroni beaters is no Dumplings. So there we go with that one.
It's time for
Holy.
Sitting on toilet. Sitting on toilet. Sitting on toilet. Sitting on the toilet. Now flush.
That's the team this week. I hope you've been enjoying the stats of the night this week. Coley's put in a lot of work for this one this week. I reckon it's his best ever. Good effort, Coley. Well done to you. Now, just to let you know, the Vossi is the only one that hasn't paid yet. So, Vossi, if you can fix that up, that would be absolutely great. Everyone else has paid, so thank you very much. Money's available to the winners when the time comes. Hopefully, we can actually have an end of year celebration this year, get together and celebrate my triumph. It is a bit hard because I have lost Nick Nui, but look, first I was afraid, I was petrified. Keep thinking I could never live without Nick Nat in my side. But I spent so many nights just thinking how he did me wrong. But I grew strong and I learned how to get along. And now he's back from out the waffle. He just walked in to find him here in his side waiting for me. And that's right, Jonathan Giles is back. And yes, he got that stupid look from his face. He didn't leave a key. He's back, just one second chance to come and play for me. As you can imagine, that was completely unrehearsed. I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, good luck this week, everyone. Everyone but Vossi. See yous.
And Steve.
You can cut that.